commas save lives, okay?
Close 14 and boot up Parsec.
Commas really do save lives.
Yep. Yeah, this isn't the time to be a blacksmith. You're an attorney.
Oh my gosh, wait, we did it, guys! We did it!
We're all here by
Yay!
7.
I'm gonna go get water.
No!
What happened? Was there
Actually, I'm
something
almost out of
unique?
water. I should do that.
We were all
Yeah, it's just
here.
that we're
like,
all here by 7.
Oh.
Kaylin is not as impressed with this as the rest of us.
Yeah, because I'm here on time.
Look, the rest of us, it's a challenge.
I am back with my water.
Water. I should refill my water, but that requires getting up.
Also, noise suppression and correct microphone. That.
Hold on, let me make sure I have the right microphone selected.
You should.
I do not have the
You
mic.
sound good.
I don't though. That's the problem. Here, let me repair this issue. There. Now I have the right microphone selected.
Oh, that does sound better.
Oh, that does sound better, yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me drag the bot here, kicking and screaming.
Now recording.
Hello.
Hold on. I'm too lazy to actually use my keyboard, so I'm using my phone to do it.
Why?
That's wow.
There we go.
Also, by the way,
Effort.
someone is currently echoing.
Who's echoing?
Am I echoing?
No, I mean, someone is echoing everyone else.
I don't hear any
Shouldn't be me.
echoing.
I'm not hearing any echoing.
I don't hear anything either.
Yeah.
There we go. People didn't hear me on stream real quick. I wasn't sure what was causing that, but I'm good.
Zeus, it might be you.
Test?
I'm not hearing any echoing from Zeus.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
Maybe
any
it's not
echoing
Zeus,
from
but
the
I am
Zeus either.
hearing it. I am hearing someone being a second time.
I'm not hearing anybody a second time.
Yeah, I don't hear anyone a second time.
Oh, this is weird.
Are you sure the voices aren't coming to get you?
Well, they're not telling me to burn things, so no.
Is that what they usually tell you?
Okay. Test.
Why I'm hearing everyone a second time.
Maybe
It must
try
be you
and
because
start
none of us
the
hear
call.
it.
Yeah, check your
settings.
Yeah, I just checked on my end for Discord, and I'm doing just fine. Also, wait, I don't want to connect to Legon's computer. Legon's going to connect to my computer. There
No,
we go.
take his over.
Wow.
Hold on a moment.
Let's all swap computers.
It'll be so much fun.
Oh, whoever gets mine will be in agony.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you still have not gotten a new laptop, Katie.
Called out.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm an idiot. I know what went wrong.
What?
Well, that's it.
What was it? Whenever I join the stream, I have Twitch on in the background, and I usually mute it. I forgot to mute it.
Oh,
Ah,
would
that
do
would
it,
explain it.
Yeah, good job.
Congratulations.
Hilarious.
So yeah,
Hold up.
I was going crazy thinking it was Discord screwing up or someone having a mic too close to their speakers. No, I'm an idiot. I was just hearing Twitch.
Alright, you got full control. There you go.
Rest in
Testing.
pieces.
Alright, team, we're all here. And also, welcome to everybody since we haven't done a proper introduction. Hey, we're the Dub team. These are my wonderful friends. We've been here since, last September at this point. But we're making progress. We're about to finish. We're going to finish Case 2 tonight. It's the goal. Case 2 to be done tonight. And then y'all get to hear us sing next week. Yeah! But until then... Until then, we're just going to go ahead and proceed.
We need to sing.
Yep.
Yes.
Ready, everyone? 1, 2, 3, sing.
Somnium!
The fitness grip
glad we-
laser test is a multi-stage overall.
Would
We
you
did it.
would you
We're all good.
would you prefer in terms of human Pokemon compatibilities?
No!
No.
No, because I actually know the fitness gram one.
That one I don't know.
Alright,
Good. Keep it that way.
so
Alright.
it's Gavel's turn.
Testimony
It's
time.
been a week, so might as well reread these lines, to be honest.
Yeah. My theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday. Mr. Carcerado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show.
Hold it! You didn't read the last one.
Oops.
Okay, and?
We're going, we're pressing.
We were going to reread everything, remember? Since it's been a week.
At least the ones that showed up.
Too late for that.
let's
Could
go.
you talk us through your reasoning on that a little more?
The day before the performance, Mr. Knight borrowed the keys from Mr. Carcerado.
Or more specifically, the key to his cell.
Mr. Knight then used the key to leave his cell and enter Mr. Saint's cage. Mr. Saint took Mr. Knight to the yard in that cage, and that's where he killed him. The following day, Mr. Carcerado crawled his way through the tunnel, but there was no body there yet.
Wait a second, that doesn't add up. Mr. Carcerado smelled that sweet smell, so Mr. Knight must have been in the tunnel already.
No, his body did not pass through the tunnel until sometime after Mr. Carcerado had crawled through it. Mr. Carcerado used the tunnel right around the time the show was starting. The body was discovered just after the performance ended.
From which you deduce that the body could only have been thrown down the well during the show.
Yes, and who the culprit must be. We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint.
Hold it! Are you sure about that? Could nobody else have done it?
I understand that Miss Barry was on stage for the entire performance. Most of the prisoners were watching the show. And those who were not have plausible alibis.
What about the guards?
They too were watching the show, as was the warden.
How can you be so sure? A guard could have easily approached the well unnoticed.
None of the guards left their posts during the show. I have checked this for myself, you know. I took statements from each and every one of them.
Of course we're not going to see any of it. She's thorough, I'll give her that.
Are you finally ready to accept the truth? That the killer could only have been Simeon Saint?
Judge Gavel hasn't carried out a full investigation of the yard yet.
Why are you saying this out loud?
I don't know. Why are you saying out loud, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because I'm speaking to you, sex bang.
Oh, right. which means we got the advantage for a change.
I should review the evidence we gathered during our investigation of the yard.
And what did we
Okay,
learn from the
fine,
yard?
if you say so.
Look, I believe it's going to be the green one in the upper right that we showed to the 4th line.
The trick?
Yes. With the 4th line.
Let's try it, I guess.
Alright.
Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption.
A contraption? Go on.
You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant.
I do. Just before he was absent for some time.
I just noticed the bird in the top right corner.
Just chilling.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Little bird.
He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trick.
Objection!
Wait, wouldn't that sudden flying as soon as he set foot on stage?
Hold it!
Oh, for once you actually had a thought in your head. Well done. I suppose that single brain cell of yours actually managed to get a spark.
Thank you, worthless.
Pity it's not going to happen again for another month. Well, either way, it's simple really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place.
Like a food stake? No, shut up.
With a second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show.
Objection!
You're saying Mr. Saint himself set this contraption up, right? Well then, who do you think is the #1 most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body? Even you must see how this looks.
Oh yes, I am quite aware of how it looks. However, if Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Gavel theorized without these extra steps. Miss Berry,
Yes.
does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works?
Well, let's see. We had to get the present approval on what we were going to perform. So, I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows.
And there you have it.
Overruled. Interesting. You have certainly been diligent in your investigation. And yet, I have failed to comprehend your actions still.
How the fuck do you fail to comprehend my actions, bitch?
Why do you not work to do what is right?
Also,
Because that's the guy in blue.
also, hello to Scar and Serenity. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate you being here.
Is what I am doing wrong? If so, who is it that deems it so?
How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that you are doing wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor, and yet you aid the defense. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book.
I have been doing this entire fucking case, and only now are you calling this out? Clearly you're out of defenses that you can pull out of your ass. If this is what you're delving to.
Well, of course she's
I
out of
think-
defenses. She's for the prosecution.
I think only of
I'm
what
sure
is
that's
right
the
and-
only thing that's going in your ass, too.
Damn! Oh.
Moving on.
I think only of what is right and just, and act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. That line felt a little awkward to deliver. Regardless, this is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear.
Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well. If it is her will that we must fight, then I shall end this, once and for all.
Oh, you can try.
Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer.
Of course she's not
Mr.
done.
Carcerado also brings lots of things to bear.
Yeah.
With the bear.
If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have first been brought here to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simeon Saint. And thus, he remains the only plausible suspect. Mr. Saint took a cage with him to Mr. Knight's cell. But why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells?
Oh, she said it.
Yeah, it is pretty sus.
Too much Amogus.
Please
this
don't
poor
vent,
child.
Kay.
Amogus.
Amogus?
But we've all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. Oh, bloody hell.
What do you mean by that?
It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else.
It may be plausible. But it is no more or less plausible than having him helped. Oh. But it is no... Okay. But it is no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape.
I need some real solid evidence if I'm going to get her to budge.
Time to press, I think.
Hold it!
You're certain nobody else had the opportunity?
Need I remind you that we are in a prison? The entire facility is monitored at all times.
Hold it!
Anything out of the ordinary...
Oops. Hold
But
up.
Mr. Saint was... Oh.
Let her finish the line, dang it.
The entire facility is monitored at all times. Anything out of the ordinary would have been spotted.
Ah, but Mr. Saint was under that same scrutiny, was he not?
Overruled. The warden had granted the members of the circus troupe special access. As a member of that troupe, under the supervision of Miss Barry, he is the only person who was free to wander where he willed.
Objection!
It seems you've forgotten something, Your Honor.
Overruled. Forget is not a word in my vocabulary, Mr. Edgeworth.
And yet you just said it. Very well, then recall this fact, if you will.
Oh my gosh, there's more verbs.
You claim that Mr. Saint is the only person who is free to walk around the prison. There was a brief period of time on the day of the crime in this prison. A time when it would have been possible for anyone to move through the prison entirely unmonitored. Do I hope that shows there was a period on the day of the crime where oversight was limited?
Also, before we present the evidence, we have a hydrate. Hydrate, everybody. Thank you, chat.
Does tequila count?
Yes.
I imagine we'd
How do you
show
have
either
tequila?
the...
Hold on, are you drinking while recording?
Yes.
I mean, I've done
You
it.
act
The
like
only
this
way-
hasn't happened before.
Judge.
How do you
Judge
think we survived
Gabella's
Tornado
gonna
Blaze? Did you not
Judge
hear me
Gabella's
crack?
gonna slowly get more and more drunk. Wait, were you drinking while you were recording?
Also, Scar says no. Be a good
I have
person.
to drink because you guys are all idiots.
Hydration means to hydrate. Scar's like, no. Alcohol bad. Water. Electrolytes. Get it in you.
I'm imagining Judge Gavelle being like, overruled, you're too loud.
It slowly devolves into her fan translated overruled. Overruled! I've become British all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, I'm
It's
the
not
only
an
one
accent.
who's allowed to
It's
be
just
British.
it's just her slurring her words.
It's true though. I don't know why, but Gavelle's overruled and the fan translation was British.
It really was.
Overruled.
Alright, let's present then. Y'all hydrated.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's the security camera footage or the breakers, but try the footage first. Take that! Mr. Saint is far from the only one who had the opportunity.
Which opportunity are we talking about again?
Oh my god, pay fucking attention. We've previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours. And from this, we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected.
Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That was no simple camera malfunction? Is that even possible?
Oh, there's a parakeet.
I know. Which is technically somebody's pet, which should not be outside.
You've all been noticing that. It was completely possible to create a 3-hour gap using this, the breakers.
The one you so...
I know, because the person voicing me is an electrician and knows how this stuff fucking works.
Here we
Read
go.
back to my rant last week.
Yep.
Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one which can be used to cut the power to the security cameras, and more. We also learned that the door to the power room may have been opened at around the time of the murder.
What?
Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark.
Mr. Edward knows what he's doing! Shut up!
Then how does he explain the lock on the power room door?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of locked up tight.
I said it before.
And the warden's the only one with the key.
Exactly. So who do you think was the one who did this?
Those breakers are vital to the prisoner's infrastructure.
Prisons. Yeah.
No, it was Mr. Carcerado. He beat up the guard, and then he beat up the warden and took her keys too.
Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure. So I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's keys so easily.
Objection!
But what if?
As I have been saying for a while now, no, but one person could have.
I beg your pardon.
That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their position here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
What? There's no one like that. The breaker to the electric fence is in there. They would be questioned in an instant.
Only one person who meets these criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have been calling it all fucking day.
The actual
Fine. Fine, I have to follow where the logic leads.
Thank
Are you
you.
happy that I finished line now? The person who had access to the power room key was the fucking warden!
It's K, master of unlocking.
Yes!
Yeah!
The real culprit is...
Missile.
The dog.
Warden Lagarde.
Walking in like it's a soap opera.
Congrats, Overgrowth. You get to play a villain for once. Woo!
Guess in
Yippee.
Spanish.
Oh, just look at you! Aren't you the cutest little poochie woo?
He's not just a pretty face, Missa also has quite the nose for sweet things. Seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed. And it's coming from you.
Edgeworth, you sweet talker.
Oh, darling, you're making me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume.
Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death.
You're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer.
That is precisely what I'm calling you.
Ow! What?
Warden Lagarde is the killer.
And it's at this moment that Gabelle starts busting out the alcohol.
You know, I'm actually imagining that she gets the alcohol by just opening up her gavel.
It just becomes a beer stein.
Exactly.
And I like to think in the Ace Attorney universe, all judges are just alcoholics because they know what the trials are like in this world.
Except for the actual judge. He's not an alcoholic. He's just a goldfish.
He's just the way. He's just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying?
Oh, such a naughty boy. How can he suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here.
Smooch.
It's like we're in a murder mystery, aren't we?
Har har!
No, I'm the one who's supposed to be breaking the fourth wall here.
And equally far-fetched. This is preposterous.
Hold it!
Sadly, it is not. Although I can hardly believe it myself, despite having called it out earlier. But this is where the evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden Lagarde is the killer.
Wow, just like that.
The bell, as you guys actually pointed out before.
Take that!
Nope. A little bit too bright.
Okay. I guess I jumped the gun. This proves that you are the killer.
Darling, please. That's your damning evidence. It has nothing to do with me whatsoever, and you know it.
Looks like I jumped the gun. Missile smelled something on Warden Lagarde just now.
Yep.
Whatever it was could be the key to this case.
You're a hoot, Mr. Edgeworth. Really, you are. But can we dispense with the jokes now?
This is no joke, Warden. You are the killer.
Really? Well, could you at least try to present some plausible evidence?
Here we go, part 2.
Also, the sweet scent. Oh, it says it has a sweet scent, so...
Take that!
Your scent betrays you, Warden. And here is your accuser.
Look at him!
Demon.
He's so angry.
The demon dog.
He needs food. The police dog.
We had him track a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent. And it's coming from you. Not you, Judge. I'm talking about Lagarde.
Darling, you're priceless. Really, you are. Your evidence is A whiff of suspicion?
Ho 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 ho.
Very dear, do put him in his place.
Ah, yes, appeal to authority.
It seems Judge Gavel may have reached a similar conclusion to myself.
You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do. After all, she had the key, and the sweet scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. Were it just one or the other, we might be able to brush it off as coincidence. However...
Indeed. Then it seems a conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the warden has to say for herself.
We should. And when we have... this case will finally be at an end.
You're all being simply awful. Stop looking at me like that. Me, the killer? How could I possibly do such a thing?
I didn't do it. Okay.
That's the most straightforward title of a testimony.
I guess we're doing here.
All right, okay, game's over. Case closed. We're going home.
I didn't do it. Okay, we're good.
Verity told me everything she knows about this, about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to have killed him there. But how am I supposed to have moved the body? Especially as I never went into the prison. I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before the show began. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of my having entered or left the prison proper. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I can be the killer.
Give me a break. Missile doesn't lie. Don't make it hard on everyone and just come clean.
Oh dear. I'm afraid you are the one making things difficult. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records.
Well, she clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You've made a boo-boo, and you know it. You fucked up.
We just went from baby Mr. Edgeworth to just direct. You made a boo-boo. You fucked up.
Oh my god.
This is why we do this.
The juxtaposition of that. Gee.
Hold it!
Judge Gavel told you everything. Are you close? Sharing a bed, perhaps?
Because thieves, darling. Why do you ask? Are you jealous of the lesbians?
Jealous? Of what?
Lesbians, darling.
I had to ask Warden Lagarde for a lot of information on the first day of our investigation. It seemed only right as I share some information in return.
Oh, Verity, do you have to make it sound so awfully dry? I thought we had a lovely chat.
I simply shared the truth in our conversation. It was the least I could do.
So, which of you was using the handcuffs? Because honestly, I could see it going either
Obviously
way.
me. I am the...
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
either
she
one of them is
uses handcuffs
authorized to
all
use
the time.
handcuffs.
No, that you. Oh, Flair.
The less we talk
Oh,
about this, the
sweet
better.
kid summer child.
No, the more we talk about it, the better.
No,
Edgeworth.
no, stays there. Don't traumatize her.
I'm not sure what's going on, but these two... They're clearly got the hots for each other.
Yes. Ship it. Go.
We're in lesbians together.
Press it.
Hold it!
The murder took place in his cell. You seem very happy to accept that.
And why shouldn't I be? It seems the most likely place for it to have happened without drawing attention.
You say that, and yet Cavell seemed absolutely convinced that it happened in the yard until 5 minutes ago.
And besides, they found a knight's blood in his cell.
Yes, but that was from being struck by Mr. Carcerato. Though I needn't tell her that, I suppose. I take it there's also been no testimony to the contrary.
What does it matter? Knight being killed in his cell doesn't go against any of the facts anyway.
Do you hear that, Cavell? Him being killed in his cell doesn't go against any facts. Are
Wow.
you sure you should have been pushing the whole he was killed in the yard story for so fucking long?
Wow. Spiteful
I'll push
Edgeworth.
this gavel into your throat if you keep on talking.
Girl, I spent my whole life living with someone with a whip who used it on me all the fucking time. Do your worst.
Actually, she had a writing crop first.
Fair point. That only means I got a bit of variety. Do you have
The
any
bruises
evidence
tell
that you...
their own story.
Do you have any evidence that you didn't enter the prison?
Please, darling, let me finish.
Okay, that's the evidence. It's a claim.
Hold it!
So you were in your office the whole time, and you didn't notice anything unusual?
No, I can't say that I did.
And you didn't notice anything missing?
I must confess, I'm a rather messy girl, if you know what I mean. And a forgetful one at that. I put something down and it's lost forever. It's a curse, darling, a curse! I even lost some important evidence recently. It was gone, poof, just like that.
What? And she still has a job?
Worst warden ever.
I mean, let's be fair. Gumshoe does worse than that half the time.
True.
Honestly, if somebody came into my office and took something, it might be years before I noticed.
Wow.
Yeah, but she actually gets paid.
Seems like I'll need more than the power room key to expose her.
On the day of the murder, I was working in my office. Oh, and looking for something I'd misplaced. Even if I had a reason to go into the prison, I simply wouldn't have had the time.
Press it. Sure, maybe you didn't go through the main entrance to the prison. But what if you took another route?
Oh, come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered. Why, until yesterday, I had no idea it even existed.
No, you had another way in, I'm certain of it. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel.
Ooh.
The route you took went through this location. The warden's office and the yard and that area over there. Yes, right there. I imagine it's probably going to be very annoyingly specific. This is the route you took to get into the prison.
It is, darling? And how would that have worked? Didn't you say yourself that I didn't use the entrance or the tunnel?
Oh, bloody hell. This is going to be one of those magic pixel moments,
No,
isn't
you
it?
just gotta pick the right section.
No.
You were
the right thing.
you're between two sections. Be confident in your answer.
Well then, pick the warden's office, and if that doesn't work, we'll pick the yard, or the space between the yard and the warden's office.
That answer honestly reminds me of when you were a kid and you put the apostrophe over the S just because you weren't sure where it was supposed to go.
The only time Knight's body could have been placed in the well was the night before the show.
What's our move, sir? She seems awful sure of herself.
She seems pretty confident there won't be any record of her entering the prison.
In which case, we'll have to rely on something other than the records in question. We should listen carefully to her statements again and ask a few pertinent questions.
Yep, so you know what to do, just pick the right location.
Yep. So go ahead, press it, skip through the lines. We've already gone through all these. Let's go, onwards. Alright, let's try choosing the warden's office. Or actually, yes, that's space. Choose that, see what happens.
Through the fence.
Nope. Oh, yes, it was.
Warden, you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happens to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel.
A gold star for creativity, darling. And how would I have gotten through the fence? The extremely high fence, topped with razor wire, with thousands of volts of electricity going through it.
Yeah, how is she supposed to have gone through that?
The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it.
Overruled. Utterly ridiculous. The power room is the power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden Lagarde was on the detention center side. How could she even have reached the power room?
Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, Cleverpuss, you've dug yourself a real hole now.
She does have a bit of a point.
If there is no record of Warden Lagarde having entered the prison proper, then the idea she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question.
But there must be some way she could have done it.
Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool, and you've lost everything.
If I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this.
Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out completely, lose your cool.
Okay, put
Those
the
are
air
basically
quotes
the
away
same
now,
thing.
sex bang.
There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah?
Listen, I will bang my head against that wall until it collapses due to my stubbornness.
But then you just be like your old mentor Von Karma. You wouldn't want that, would you?
No. Von Karma would have just manipulated the wall until it decided that the evidence proved that it didn't exist anymore.
Oh my
No,
God.
Von Karma
I
would
will
have blackmailed
out-stubborn
the
the wall.
cop to get a sledgehammer to beat down the wall.
No. Von Karma would have thrusted the wall into his shoulder and hid it there for 15 years.
That'll just That'll just tase the wall.
My God.
Yeah,
No
tase it and
matter
then
how
hide
you
it in
look
his
at it.
shoulder.
No matter how you look at it, Warden Lagarde couldn't have done it alone. Hmm?
Objection!
Damn.
Mr. Edgeworth, if you cannot. There we go.
Read the
Mr.
line.
Edgeworth, if you cannot find a.
Hmm.
If you aren't. You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence.
Wait, did you say favors or phases? That was a reflexive objection. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me.
Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence?
Yes, because it's not as impossible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? An accomplice.
Of course.
She couldn't have done it alone. What if she wasn't alone?
Oh, now we're talking. Way to flex the old gray matter, kiddo.
I believe that Warden Lagarde had an accomplice.
Overruled. Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth has said nothing wrong.
The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets.
The ones that raise the alarm if people go where they're not supposed to. Ah!
I see that you've realized your error. And we are, of course, within the prison grounds. Where they're not only bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of war. No, where not
Line.
only are the line. I know, and I swear I'm not drunk.
Yet.
Where not only the bracelets are worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing.
Despite all that, no one noticed Mr. Carcerate's escape.
The only ones who are free to roam are the animals. And they most certainly could not have operated the breaker.
Ooh, unless it was a monkey.
No, so our accomplice must be human.
Overruled.
Or a monkey.
Then who did it, given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard?
Is anyone gonna entertain my theory?
Nope.
I wouldn't be... I believe it was actually Loser who did it. Or you. Honestly, you
Wait,
two
what?
were on my guess earlier on. It was only later on that I started thinking it was more likely the Warden. You were just pushing against me so much, I had every reason to suspect you. But anyway, I wouldn't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there is one person. Someone whose movements weren't restricted.
Ooh, was it me?
And I have just the evidence to show that who that free-roaming person was.
It was the bear!
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah.
Was it me? I think it was. I'm such a naughty, naughty boy.
Oh God.
Please stop speaking.
Don't let Gabelle hear that.
This is one of the prisoner's bracelets.
Indeed. A broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed... Excuse me, Sexbang, I need to borrow those from you. A self-proclaimed model prisoner. See, that's how you use them properly, Sexbang. Learn.
What do you mean? Who is this prisoner?
Noted. My protege.
Frank saw it. Warden the Guard's favorite inmate.
Uh-oh.
Oh god, that face.
Dear me, you need to put away that sex doll face, Lagarde. It's strange, isn't it, Warden? That he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while.
That is pretty funky, and I don't mean in a good way.
Told you, put away that sex doll face. It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. Bodhidharma Canis, for example.
Overruled. Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation.
Objection!
Huh. In that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sawyer himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden the Guard were accomplices in this crime. If the two of them had worked together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route by which Knight was moved from his cell to the prison proper. Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security camera outside Knight's cell. Second, the electrified fence in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop. By having Mr. Sword shut off the corresponding breakers.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth. You've had your fun.
And? Do you still deny it, Warden the Guard?
Obviously, it's an Acer training game.
Ah, no, darling. You've got me. I admit it.
Well, that was easy.
Oh, well, I guess that's it.
Warden, tell me this isn't true.
Sorry, Verity, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it.
No way! I'm still here, by the way.
You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! You got her!
Nice shooting, cowboy. She won't be reeling out of this now.
Alright, what the fuck is the twist?
As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweetums, no we didn't.
There's the twist. Alright, what?
Warden, explain yourself.
Oh, Verity dear, I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now.
She is all merciful. You have but to confess, and you shall be saved.
Oh gosh, all right. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said. Who's he? Oh god.
Bodhidharma.
Bodhidharma.
Bodhidharma Canis, that awful assassin.
Honest?
How long has it been since that awful man came here to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. The moment we were alone, he said this to me.
You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution.
Others?
Yes, very loyal dogs. dogs will do anything I ask of them.
Of course, he wasn't talking about real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies.
They're furries.
No!
Ah! And then he said one last thing.
I would recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to set my dogs on you or your precious family.
Damn.
What a cool dude.
I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for.
Everything? Wait, is that how he became the Fixer?
Yes, darling, I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all that he wanted. Eventually, I brought dear, sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him too.
So you were smuggling in contraband. How exactly?
Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. Then I simply dropped the packages down the well on the prison side and went back through the fence. Each one of them spritzed with a little bit of my perfume.
Now that's a nice perfume
Spritz.
bottle.
It's spritzed, not spritzed.
Shut up! I'm French.
No, you're not. You got every single French word wrong.
No, she got moi correct.
She is
You're not-
French by Japanifornia standards.
At best, you're Canadian.
Okay, to the audience, cover your ears.
So that's what
I'm
the sweet
offended
smell
on all of our behalves.
Thank you, Bright.
Hey, French Canadians are a thing.
Yeah.
So that's what that sweet smell was.
Yes, it was a signal for Carnus's dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in his cell at the time, of course.
Can't have been easy keeping him from finding out.
Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the prison, darling. Everything runs to a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes with fright at the sight of Carnus's dog, poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either.
She has oversight over everything here at the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Carnus couldn't fail.
Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes on the cameras, which I would do later when I got the chance.
You have shared a great deal, Warden.
Gavel, were you
French.
about to go a little
Gavel
French?
briefly went French.
Echolalia, I'm sorry. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account.
I've been the most dreadful fool. I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard.
So that's the secret behind the Fixes system. And why she was...
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them a hand myself, you know. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word.
Oh, pause. Zoe Lycan with the raid. 6 whole viewers joining the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our dub stream. We are wrapping up this case tonight, so come in and enjoy the ride to the end. But yeah, Zoe.
Yeah.
Have you been? It's been a little bit. Glad you can make it. Thank you so much.
That's why you were interrogating Mr. Carnus over and over.
Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his. I borrowed everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel. I watched his every move, intercepted every letter he wrote.
His letters? Then I suppose she must know about his correspondence chess games too.
But no matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living in fear like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it!
As you've just have heard for yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The words of Warden Lagarde's confession have cleansed her of all suspicion. Surely there is no need to hound her any longer.
Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though? Or is there more about her to uncover? Oh, there's definitely more. After all, we still need to figure out what that metal thing and her pet alligator is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't over yet.
Also, why there was perfume spritz on the body.
Yeah.
That too, yes.
And why the bell that was supposedly in police custody was on the murder weapon that the dog retrieved.
Honestly,
which was
my
still
theory...
in the body. There's a lot still left.
My personal theory is that Knight happened to be one of those henchmen that belonged to Canis, except the warden didn't know about it. He just happened to be arrested on something else entirely. But when he was brought in and Canis learned of it, he panicked slightly and decided to have him offed before things went too wrong, and had the warden kill him, or someone kill him, before he could confess to being one of his henchmen.
That's an interesting theory. Let's see where it leads.
Oh, I'm onto something the way you speak. And I think the goddess of justice would agree.
So you mean to take her to... Yeah. So you mean to make her suffer even more than she already has?
Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Carnus does nothing to prove her innocence in Knight's murder.
Well said.
She admitted herself that she knew of and even facilitated the so-called Fixer's delivery route. I believe she used that same route to move Knight's body.
And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's in the fact that the sweet smell on Knight's body is the exact same scent Warden Lagarde uses to signal a delivery. Thank you for us not having to actually spell that out through evidence presentation. What do you make of that?
Well, that's because... Oh, sorry.
You're stealing my line, Bear.
I'm so sorry!
Well, that's because...
Yeah, look. Gavel is definitely drinking at this point. Just whenever she's not on camera.
We've done it so many times by now that the whole well probably smells of it. Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body.
That does match the statement that Mr. Carcerado provided.
The smell. Yeah, all smelled kinda nice down there.
Nice.
Gee, I don't know. Smelled sorta like dessert, I guess.
His words seemed to suggest that the smell had permeated the well.
Ugh.
You have been rendered speechless, I see. Then I hereby move to adjourn this session of the court.
No! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth?
What can I do? Is this as far as we go?
Finally! So we're actually done? God, now we can get back to my game.
You didn't do anything.
Yes, Eustace. It seems we are.
My job here is done, but you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
After all, this is Ace Attorney Eustace Winter Investigations.
But you're not an attorney.
What?
By the power
Excuse
invested
me?
in me, this court is adjourned.
It's in the name. You're a prosecutor prodigy. Get it right.
I am whatever I want to be. I'm the winner. And winners stand on top of all other professions.
Who was that?
I don't know, but they need to shut up.
We have a good authority from 1990s arcade machines that winners don't do drugs.
Hold it. Come on, Judge G. Things are just getting good.
Winners don't use drugs, except steroids, in which case, use lots of drugs!
Okay, that is definitely a reference to something. I remember hearing it, but I can't remember from where. Sex bang.
Are you objecting to my adjourning of the session?
No. Would have shouted objection if I want to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn. Whatever floats your boat.
What are you doing, Mr. Sexbang?
Oh god, you're still doing it?
You've infected Kay.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square of chocolatey goodness. Anyone?
Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court?
What?
Does anyone ever get charged with that?
Bright, what were you gonna say?
Yes, Maya did in the first
Yes,
game.
actually.
Wait, given his choice of words, I'm gonna guess that those are weed-laced brownies.
You got...
I mean, they're definitely edible.
Let's
Yes.
all take a chill pill. Here, have some chocolates. Then.
Exactly. See? The green guy gets it. No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make. Oh, excuse me. No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make, is all. As Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is. You know, I'm still in charge.
Yes. I had forgotten you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender.
How could you? You're killing me here.
Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time.
Right you are. Which is why I figured it's time to put in some work.
Oh, fucking finally.
Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you worked a day in your life.
Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question a witness?
Now, amusing, but what is there left to ask?
I've got a feeling in my funny bone that Fief's here has something more to tell us about the killer.
Do I?
Do you? Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simeon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans! We're all ears.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing?
He's trying to coax Warden the Guard into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go to all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Carnis.
She did? No way!
If he was convicted of committing murder here, that could have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely a more secure facility.
And where he'd be out of her hair forever, huh?
Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it.
No. Saint can't not be the killer. That's not fair! I was all ready to prosecute him!
I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah?
Like you usually do.
Excuse me?
No, like, with how often they get the wrong guy in Ace Attorney, that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's why defense attorneys have to exist.
The winner has to go along with it, too!
But I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. But maybe we should do it, because I said so.
Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further?
Of course! How could I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Eddie Kings! You have such a way with words!
Just do my job, thief.
Beef.
Thief. Fifi.
Hi, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all. Verity, darling, do say you'll let me.
As you wish. This court is adjourned.
I can't believe you pulled that off, Mr. Sexbang!
Phew. Me either.
Well, thank you for the timely intervention. Now, are you going to do the interview?
That's not part of your training, young Padawan. It's the least I could do. Kay's not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard. And besides, the defense never rests, am I right? Simeon's depending on us.
Wait, he didn't do air quotes.
Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat there. And we can't foul this up now. Which means you're up to bat, Miles Schmiles. Show him that never rest spirit. Oh, let me...
It's not the line, but I
Sure,
prefer
hold on.
Miles Schmiles.
Mix Smiles.
It's supposed to be Miles Mix Smiles. But Schmiles works too.
Because I'm trying to make you smile,
Shall
right?
bang.
You should try that more often.
Also, I put a
Fabulous. Let's
Also, I
get
threw a post
started.
into the chat that basically shows why I keep calling him Sex Bang. It looks like him!
Is it just because of the froze on the side of his head?
And the beard, and the nose kind of matches.
Yeah, I can see it.
Nose
It's just-
matches? What?
He just needs to wear a hat.
He's not wearing a hat. He's not wearing the right attire.
It's the hair.
His skin
Would you
complexion is
prefer-
completely different.
Well, I mean, if you bring out his stage gear, it very much isn't the right attire at all. You haven't seen his stage appearance. Dear God.
I still don't even know who this is.
Game Grumps.
He's one of the two guys
He's
from Game Grumps.
I just think it's
okay.
fun to call somebody sex bang.
That is his stage name, Danny Sexbang.
I've heard of
Oh,
worse
that's
last
not his real
names.
name?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a pseudonym that someone they give himself. Yeah.
Possibly.
Wait, you don't think his
Fabulous.
actual family name is Sexbang?
Listen, I
People
don't know.
people get their names changed.
Yeah.
Plus, there are plenty of people. Plus, don't forget, many names did happen to be named off of what their professions were. Smith, for example, cobbler,
That's
Cooper.
True. Names are names. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, Lagarde.
Fabulous, then let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
My truth. Oh, the music.
Here we go.
I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man, Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the sordid details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice.
Yes, you killed him.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn, Edgeworth.
I suppose you could put it that way. If I weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this would have never happened.
I mean, for what we know of him, I'm not entirely opposed to framing Canis here.
And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess.
Warden Lagarde, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude.
Well, you've clearly never met Mr. Knight.
I'm not that bad of a guy. Come on.
You killed your partner.
He deserved it. I wanted to be number one. Also, I don't think Legon's
Number
back.
one? Ooh, I think I can relate to this guy.
Oh, sorry. Ah! Fuck. Yeah, go ahead. You have control again. I just wasn't sure if you were on, Legon.
I just stepped away for a little bit. That's fine.
Alright. Alright, so what are we doing, guys?
That's all the things.
Pressing everything? Or not?
That's everything. Are you going to press all the things, or are you not?
He's the one in control.
I'm thinking.
It's just more time to get to spam with the Presto theme. I don't mind.
It's so good.
It's so much better than the original.
I love the
in my
I
opinion.
love the revamp theme.
What more can you tell us about those sordid details?
Well, we all know what Canis once did for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think? Couldn't turn his head to the right. Poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in, anyway.
Hang on.
Turning his head to the right.
Oh, it doesn't say what direction the stab was from.
I mean,
Like, I'm looking
you
at
can
this
see
to
it.
see.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
it
it looks
there,
like he was stabbed
kind
from
of.
the left. Or on his left side. Just find it odd.
Oh, they must make some words. Sorry, for a moment there, I turned into someone else. They must make some sort of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Knight.
That's because I didn't, sweetie. And the victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Carnus used the chisel that was hidden in that chess set, don't you? Awful grisly business. Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have time to cry out.
I see. Thank you for your thoughts, they were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail, if you don't mind.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're making me blush! I could chat with you all day.
Uh-oh.
Please don't turn into another of that old
No, darling,
bag.
I'm only teasing. Of course we can talk about them some more.
New line.
I sit.
I expect Carnus used the chisel that was hidden in that chess set, don't you?
Hold it!
And which chess set would that be precisely?
Why, the one the victim brought in, sweetie. Do try to keep up.
Hmm.
The victim was a certified chess fanatic, or so I'm led to believe. But the naughty boy snuck a chisel inside it. Can you imagine?
How does she know about the chisel in the chess set? Only a few people were supposed to know about that. After all, we only learned about it thanks to certain deductions we made. So how did she find out?
Of course, in the hands of a killer like Garnus, even a chisel could serve as a deadly weapon. It would have been easy. Oh wait.
Yeah, you heard about that line, I think.
No, that's a new line.
Oh.
It would have been easy work for that vile assassin.
I think we need to present something there. Present the chess set, maybe.
I'm thinking the chisel, because where did the bell part come from?
Hmm.
That's a good point. Alright, present the chisel.
Objection!
No.
Ooh. Jumping ahead a little bit.
Take a look at this piece of evidence, if you will, Warden the Guard.
Oh, sweetie, aren't you just adorable? You don't need an excuse to talk to me, you know.
No, that's not what I...
If it's a chat and a hug you're fishing for, all you have to do is ask.
Talk
What?
to Sex Bang about that.
Watch out, Malzo! Incoming!
I don't think a hug with the chisel that murdered the man is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, present the chess set this time. Oh, and I could swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. I'd better try a different approach.
Wait, did everything get hugged right there?
Probably.
Yes. He was damaged by a hug.
No!
Present the chess set.
Objection!
Yeah.
I was right the first time. Warden the Guard, you strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests.
Mr. Edgeworth, please. Call me Fifi. Or Sweetie Pie, if you prefer.
I'd rather not.
He's not that type of man.
The face says it all.
However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instance.
Aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed. We're all family here.
6 feet apart, ma'am. 6 feet apart.
Ugh.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't let her get inside your head.
You said earlier that you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel.
Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in?
Objection!
You're not talking your way out of this, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived.
What? I mean, of course that when Mr. Saint came in, we...
Objection!
You checked him? I find that hard to believe, because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it there and then?
Yay!
Judge Gavelle, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set?
I did not.
Loser, did you?
What? Huh? Sorry. What? I was playing with the birdies. Sorry. Are we still doing stuff over here?
You know what? That answers the question entirely. Dear God, you pay less attention than my D&D group.
Oh man.
Edgeworth plays D&D?
Wait, hold on. What class is Edgeworth?
DM, obviously.
No, rules lawyer.
Very much so. Rules lawyer
The guy
DM.
that reminds the teacher to check, like, that she didn't grab the homework.
There will be no foul play when he's in the room.
Actually, no. I'm wondering if you get together Edgeworth, Wright, Maya, and Gumshoe, who would be what class? Okay, Maya would obviously be a shaman.
Yeah.
Really? I was about to say Maya would be a rogue.
Maya would be a rogue.
I mean, I can say what she's definitely all the time is a red herring.
If no one leaked off findings,
Phoenix is
how
probably a
exact-
paladin.
Yeah. I agree, Paladin
If no
for Phoenix.
one
Go ahead.
Yeah, but he'd also have a ton of ranks in bluff.
Gumshoe would have to be some kind of tank.
Fighter.
Probably I was gonna say barbarian, just because.
Yeah,
he's-
that's
Barbarian,
right.
barbarian makes the most sense.
He's not a bard.
That
He's-
tracks.
He's not a bard.
He doesn't
No,
have
that's
barbarian.
Phoenix.
bard.
He doesn't have enough rage, though.
Yeah.
That is true. That is
I mean,
true.
yeah, but he does have the low int.
He could be a barbarian with a heart of gold.
Yeah. Mix it up.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Wait,
everyone's
then
big
what does
Kimbo
that
friend.
mean? So then what does that make Edgeworth?
The DM.
Edgeworth?
Oh yeah, right. Well, okay, fine. The rogue is K.
Yes.
Well, that's just too easy, though.
That's the point.
That's just handed to you on a silver platter.
Listen,
No, she's an
listen,
artificer.
We have Maya as the shaman. We have Wright as the paladin. We have Kay as the rogue, and we have Gumshoe as the barbarian. It's a relatively balanced party. Arcane
I still like the
caster,
idea of
divine
Maya
caster,
being the rogue.
tank, and trap dealer.
Oh my god, we're all
Sorry.
nerds and we love it. Ah!
Now then, if I may get off this tangent, if no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the Chisel Warden Lagarde? Because it certainly wouldn't have been when you checked on Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival.
Indeed, such a thing would have... Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found, yet let through.
Precisely. So, Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time, where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you...
Alright, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me, alright?
Hmm?
This is the second time this has happened.
I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me. I did not kill him.
Believe. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
None, Your Honor.
We really just need... You know, it should probably have Regina Berry grab a table or two so they can have the desk slam at this point.
Is Berry even still around here?
She is.
She's playing with the gator.
That too.
Thank
Oh, maybe
you.
she'll actually
Thank
pull
you,
out
darling.
whatever's in the gator.
I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise.
Please stop making out with your fox.
Very well. Go ahead, Warden Lagarde, and please, tell the truth this time.
What, she's not to your taste, Chess?
Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her.
Not even dignified response. That's what you get.
Your son's silence is very reassuring.
Anyway, I said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away.
The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate.
So it was simply a conversation with a new detainee. That seems entirely above board.
Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement?
I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
Well, what do we do here?
Press all the things as usual.
Hold it!
What did you and Knight speak about?
Oh, nothing much. Just some small talk, really. I asked him what animals he liked, what his hobbies were.
His hobbies? Then I imagine you talked about chess.
Honestly, if you have a 2-minute conversation with him and chess doesn't come up, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Then you're dealing with an imposter.
Doppelganger
Yeah.
check.
Oh, yes! I couldn't stop him talking about it, in fact.
Okay, the real knight is dead. We don't have an imposter on our hands.
He even had a piece of paper covered with little notes about it in his cell. At least, I think that's what they were about.
So she's seen Knight's correspondence chess diagram. Press all the things. How was he when you spoke with him?
Oh, he was so open and honest, darling. What?
Right.
That guy? Honest?
He was talking about one croissant and promoting a prawn? I suppose he must have been hungry.
Oh my god.
En passant, and promoting a pawn.
I like
Yuck.
one croissant.
You know, the terrible
can we
French.
rename-
I can relate.
Can we rename the chess? Can we rename the chess move to one croissant, please?
No, we cannot.
Honestly,
Why not? I like
honestly,
it.
with this, the butchering of the French words earlier suddenly makes sense.
We did it in character, hooray! Although, question, what is this chess move you're talking about, for the record? This one.
En passant, it's when
En
you
passant?
it's when you capture it's when you use a pawn to capture a piece that's right in front of it by using a
No.
diagonal
No.
Yeah, go
More
back.
specifically, in general, pawns can only capture by moving one space diagonally.
Correct.
And other pawns can move forward and come close to the lines of pawns. When a pawn moves out of its starting position, it can move forward either one place or two places.
Yes.
If a pawn moves forward two places to avoid being captured by another pawn, that other pawn can still capture the pawn that moved forward two spaces by moving to the space past it where it would normally catch it. Hence, en passant, which means in passing.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
I didn't know you could do
I
that
did
in
not know
chess.
that part.
Listen,
But you can only do
Can't you
that
use
on
that
the
to
very
capture-
next turn.
Correct.
I just
use
associated through
that-
that entire conversation.
can you also use it to capture any piece that's also directly
No,
in front of a
it
pawn
is
though
only-
that hasn't moved from its space?
It's
No,
basically,
it is only used for
That is-
pawns.
it's
And
basically a bug
Whoever-
fix where like basically at some point in time the decision was made that pawns moving only one square at a time made the early games in chess too boring. So they made it so that you could move it two spaces the first time, but then they realized that made it so that it was possible for one pawn to move past another pawn without the pawn ever having an opportunity to capture it, which fundamentally changes the interaction that pawns have in the game. So as a result of that, they invented en passant to basically as a bug fix.
Oh, okay. So you can
Whoever-
capture backwards
whoever
out of
taught me
instance.
So,
Whoever
basically,
taught
if a
me
pawn passes another pawn, the original pawn that didn't move
Can still
can
capture it.
capture it?
Yeah, if a pawn moves two spaces to avoid capture by another pawn, the pawn it moved next to, or the pawn that it moved past, can capture it en passant or in passing.
Huh.
But
Fun.
the opponent
Whoever-
has to decide. It's not a guarantee.
Whoever taught me en passant did not explain it that way. They taught me that it was that if any piece that a pawn has not moved yet, if any piece is directly in front of it, it can move diagonally and capture it. That's how
That
I've
is
always understood en
100%
passant to
wrong,
be.
and they were just trying to beat you
Yeah,
by
that's
taking
completely
advantage
wrong.
of your lack of knowledge.
Oh, this was something I learned in a chess class.
Damn.
Wow, that chess class was horrible.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
completely
thank-
wrong.
Anyway, thank you for coming to our TED Talk. Next time we'll teach you about castling.
Yay!
No, it wasn't a TED Talk, it was a chess talk.
I'm sure we'll have more chess terms to define later in the game. This is one of them. Moving on.
Anyway. Line. Well, it seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess.
Even us.
Even us.
The fourth wall.
Speaking of...
Hold it!
If he really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today.
Hold it! You really think I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? What would my motive have been, darling? I told you, I barely knew him. I'm no angel. I have my grudges. I have my grudges against Carnus, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal.
Breakdown animation. Oh shit.
He really does hate Carnus.
Not yet.
Warden the God, I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony. Press it. Actually, no, present.
Oh?
Yes, present the chess diagram. The one that shows that he and the other have been doing correspondence chess.
Objection!
Present it.
Oh.
Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this.
Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr.
Is
Edgeworth?
she cutting off, or is it just me?
Yeah, she was cutting off
I
for me
was,
too.
yeah, I was having trouble hearing.
Aye. It was found in Knight's cell. Which is exactly where you said you saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see this game in Knight's cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Carnus' cell too.
Hold it! What do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security.
I mean, it'd be hard to not notice the Cerberus.
Just...
I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option.
If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right?
Personally interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Carnus had threatened you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were.
And so what if I did?
You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. No shout of ah? in
Yeah, we
reply?
missed the line from Lagarde.
Ah!
And then who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Carnus' henchman, sent to kill you.
Way to call it, Chess. Which is the real reason.
Well, I called it somewhat. I thought he actually was.
I mean, we have nothing to prove that he was or wasn't yet.
Yep, but it's just the assumption she went off. Which is the real reason she had that chat with the Bronxster. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would.
And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there, inside his chess set, You found a hidden chisel.
The murder weapon itself!
As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing. Carnus. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Carnus, and that is why you killed him. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Cavell, your verdict, please.
Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by...
Whoa, I'm still here.
In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time?
Uh-oh.
Hold it!
Oh dear.
Warden.
It's a joke! It's all a big, stupid joke! You people just don't get it, do you?
I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things correctly.
Me? Please, darling, I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much. And I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth.
Also, that's adorable.
So is Warden,
What? How is that? Is some amazing balance on that fox.
So is Warden Lagarde the person or the fox?
Yes.
Now I'm having I'm having difficulty.
You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict.
Overruled. I'm curious to hear what the warden has to say.
What?
You're a doll, Verity. I just have one last thing to say, then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner.
You rang?
No, she said winner, not loser.
Does
Hold
anyone
up.
remember a certain autopsy report?
Oh no.
Wait, no,
No!
hold on. Am I part of this conversation now? Wait, hold on, no. I want to be a part of this conversation. Am I?
Shush, Steve, after talking.
Every now and then, Eustace Winter is reminded of his own existence.
He's in the timeout corner. It's the well.
Of course.
I'm playing with
Received the
Missile.
finalized version only this morning.
Oh.
That's right. And I was listening to what you told us about Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep.
4 inches?
Wait, what do either of you women know about 4 inches?
Stop!
I thought you were lesbians with each other.
We have dildos, Monger.
Damn!
Make a 4-inch wound.
By being a 4-inch chisel.
Yeah, it's like, how big is this thing?
Not, you fucking idiot!
How big is this thing supposed to be?
Like an inch deep for the
The
wound?
thing is supposed to be, it's supposed to be small enough that you can fit it in your pocket.
So definitely not 4
It's
inches.
itty bitty, you fucker!
So probably like 6 or 8 inches.
It's too small for Lagarde.
Well,
We must deny
The
it.
whole chisel, maybe,
Unless-
but the blade is definitely not 4 inches.
Yeah, I was about to say, unless they're talking about the width of the wound.
Hmm.
Well, no, they're not talking about the width. They're talking about the depth. The depth of the wound
Okay.
is 4 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically deep.
Okay.
I mean, once you break the surface, can't you just push it in further?
What's the point?
Exactly.
Theoretically. But this is Ace Attorney. They're not going to think about that.
Oh, if he... Oh, right, the line.
Just jizz in your pants.
No, he wouldn't do that. There's women in front of him.
immunity.
Forgive me, O goddess. I came precariously close to making a terrible mistake.
Perilously, not precariously.
I mean, both work.
Close enough.
Looks like your theory is the one that doesn't hold water, Edgeworth. What now? What do we do?
It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir?
Yes. I'm pretty sure what we need to do is grab the crocodile and autopsy it to pull out the metal thing inside of him that the metal detector was discovering. Because obviously, after she killed him, after she killed Knight, she fed the murder weapon to the crocodile to dispose of it.
That'd be pretty convenient.
Objection. It's an
You
alligator,
shut up,
not a
loser.
crocodile.
Now, Sexbang, read your line. Let's get this over with.
Objection, Your Honor. This is too stupid.
I'm sorry.
This is not
That's
too
never stopped
stupid.
Ace Attorney before.
This is not too stupid. We haven't interrogated a parrot yet.
Looks to me like the Mousetron's out of commission.
You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something?
I did my
He's
part.
got a point.
Turn things on their head with a desperate bluff. Blurt out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you.
It's not a lake, it's
I'm
an ocean.
suddenly become genre aware.
Oh, trust me. The translation was even more on the nose in the fan version. He literally said,
no.
"Do one of those turnabout things? Why don't you?"
Look, detective, I am as much as a man of action as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road.
We can't give up now. We have to do something.
You need evidence. Phoenix Wright looks left and right, sweating profusely.
Hey, Chad, why don't you figure out
certain that
how we get to the end? Go ahead.
I'm certain that Warden Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of the case. But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there here in this facility?
It seems we still do not have all the answers. Nor the evidence to provide those answers.
Wait. No, we don't have the metal detector.
Alas, we must wait until the trial. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Aw, come on, G. You're just giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Overruled. Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender?
Eep.
Yes.
No, not me. Nuh-uh. I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas?
You're trying.
Well, I tried.
What is the real murder weapon, since it's clearly not the chisel?
Brain blast time.
Confound it, this question throws everything we've deduced out the window. Autopsy the
not
damn
really.
alligator!
Hit autopsy
No, not
something
even
that's
that.
still alive.
Not even that. This description literally spells it out for you.
Yep.
Canis's knife.
Oh, okay, that must be in the alligator.
Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth? Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties.
Now you're threatening my badge again. Cool story, bro.
It's hopeless, I can't think of anything. I need more time.
No, you just need to read the flavor text.
Loath as I am to admit it,
Hold it! You can't give up now! Remember what Mr. Sexbang said!
This will never get old.
Nope.
Recipients count counting on us. Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death.
Well, I mean, I'd say a lot of people in the prison are in pain too.
Over Mr. Knight's death, you mean?
Yeah. They wouldn't know the
said.
guy. Well,
Exactly.
Well, it's less the death and more so the things that causes like so much turmoil and chaos in the prison itself. It's like that's going to impact everybody else there.
Yes, but she specified pain over Mr. Knight's death.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
There's no way he did it. But if we can't save him, who will?
The guy in the blue coat.
And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some.
okay.
Gee, Miles, your little buddy there is quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of your old man. Good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn it around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the one who'll find it. Simeon's counting on you.
Judge Gavel.
You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth.
It only took one motivational speech.
But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as prosecutor.
Not again.
And relieve you of your badge for good.
She means it this time.
She's right.
This is your last chance for real.
I have put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another.
Judge Gavel is like the mother who like who's like telling you, I'm gonna count to 3, and then like gets increasingly small fractions as she refuses to actually get there.
1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Like, I swear I'm gonna do it this time. Don't tempt me.
Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait. She said my theories were misguided.
Nothing to say? Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby...
Sir!
Mr. Edgeworth!
give my verdict.
That's it. I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled.
The defendant, Simeon Saint.
I think it's a little soon for that, Your Honor.
I'd say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity?
Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed.
What?
I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog, Helmut, the fact he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Carnus the obvious suspect at first.
Overruled. Yes, again, Mr. Edgeworth. You seem almost proud of your blunder.
Hold it!
But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Carnes? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, our purported murder weapon?
2 cases in a row. The murder weapon is the key to the whole case. Gotta love it.
Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument.
Oh, wait, multiple times? When was that a thing?
That was one of the first things they said.
In the original observation of the body.
Yeah, in the original observation of the body, they noted that it was stabbed multiple times.
The evidence is only saying 1. That must be why I'm misremembering it.
Yeah.
What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel is the murder weapon. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest.
What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it!
Mr. Loser?
Oh, right, he is still here.
If I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think?
Huh? Wait, hold on. I've not really been paying attention to the conversation. What's the topic of what are we talking about? Oh, the chisel is the murder weapon. Oh, that Mr. Carnes is the killer, obviously.
And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us.
Oh! Mr. Carnes has a bunch of chisels! So she wanted us to think it was one of his, right?
Indeed. That was the plan right from the start. To frame bodied armor Carnes.
Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Canis.
I think that's an understatement.
However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer.
I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we now know must exist.
If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here.
Objection!
If we could just find the real murder weapon.
Objection!
How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom.
Did you?
Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found, so I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that.
The security gate!
I am glad you at least remember what that is. And do you remember what it does?
You get a cookie if you do.
Oh, a cookie? Oh, hold on.
Use that brain cell.
Oh, of course I do. I'm not an idiot. Oh, the security gate detects metal.
Good job!
Now where's
You did it!
Yay. Yeah, it's oatmeal and raisins.
Oh, that's my least favorite. But what if I get a different cookie if I tell you what a metal detector does? It means you can't bring anything metal into the prison or take it out. Oh.
Yes! That was brilliant. The one brain cell multiplied to the second one instantly.
Precisely. If there is another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises.
Nor can it have been brought into the prison in the first place.
Random hello.
And so we find ourselves right back where we began.
The classic formula in all its attorney cases.
Judge Gavel?
What I am trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you'll also have to explain to me how it got there.
Here. But yeah.
Alright. We know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chess set. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in.
Yes, the question of the hour is this. Can you show me this ultimate
Oh my
route?
god. It's another of these Ace Attorney things where it's like, we know the answer, how the fuck do they want us to say it?
It's the JPPS.
How did the weapon the warden
Japanifornia
the guard
posting.
used? How did the weapon the warden the guard used get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct?
Oh, they're making it obvious, huh?
Yeah.
Really obvious.
Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Carnus is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me.
Of course. That's how. The fact that this is here with us shows how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well.
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Carnus yesterday.
Oh, I get lines again.
Yes, it was but one of my bells, one of only two in existence.
Just two?
Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me.
So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. As part of the evidence, Warden the Guard borrowed from the police.
What?
Mr. Carnus's knife was part of the evidence in the case against him. And that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it.
The bell that was attached to the chisel!
Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel.
I just want to say I called this like half an hour ago.
But that can't be right! The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it! It's not like gloves exist!
Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves, Kay.
No. Eustace took a brain cell from Kay.
No!
No!
That's how I figured out what a metal detector was. And now I've earned my cookie for it.
She made it look as if the chisel was the... She made it look as if the chisel was the murder weapon and then attached the bell to it. In so doing, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Carnus. And who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person to whom it had been entrusted.
And not any of the other nameless cops in this facility.
Nope. Warden
Because
They don't
they're
have
nameless.
names, they don't matter.
Yep, exactly.
Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence?
Oh,
How many brain cells has he stolen?
They're mine.
Oh wait,
Gumshoe.
wait, this is Gumshoe. Actually, no, this is Gumshoe. He was always missing that one.
Oh, I thought I earned more.
I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden LaGuard?
Hold it! But bales aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up.
Objection!
Unluckily for you, that isn't quite true.
Are we gonna have a flashback to the same thing where it says there's only 2 of them in existence?
I hope not.
These particular bells are unique because there are only 2 of them in existence.
Okay, good. We didn't need a flashback for that.
What? What?
By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer.
Hold it! But you don't have any proof that the knife was ever even here to begin with!
Hold it!
I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Loser, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away.
Maybe I will, if you get my name right.
Ooh. Like a power move on Edgeworth here.
I'm pretty sure I have been getting your name right.
He's putting that brain cell to use.
I don't know. Maybe I don't feel like it. Maybe just, I'm just gonna sit here and eat my cookie until I hear my name correctly.
It's strange, but the murderer happened to be wearing gloves, and I see that you are currently wearing gloves.
Mr. Edgeworth, you took my smartest brain cell.
Just say the
Now
line.
I suggest you go and make the order.
But if you do find something, it's gonna make things a little awkward for me.
I don't give a fuck. This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
Oh, this is worth excuse for a prosecutor. If I had investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it.
Anyhow, it's not even my decision to make in the first place. The warden would have to authorize it.
You know full well that she will do no such thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it, you asshole!
Sorry, darling, but not without that evidence.
The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who lack the proof to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will have to be settled in the courtroom.
Can someone autopsy the alligator already?
But it's not dead.
You can't autopsy a living creature.
No.
Sure you can.
Give the god the opportunity.
Sure you can. You just cut it open.
That's
called dissect.
Not called an autopsy. That's called butchery.
Hey, at least I know what we're having for dinner tonight.
Oh god.
I wonder what alligator tastes like.
I know what it's like.
Ask someone in Florida.
Supposedly.
Or,
Me.
Yeah, ask someone in Florida. Zeus?
It tastes like gamey,
does it
rubbery
taste like
chicken.
chicken?
Yeah, it does, actually. It's kind of tasty.
You've actually had alligator before?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Interesting.
Various times. I do recommend it. It's an interesting flavor.
With how many alligators are in Florida, at least some of them have to be hunted.
Maybe I'll have to try some when I go down there.
Clearly, Zeus is a true Floridian.
Anyway.
No, if we give Lagarde the opportunity,
he's a true
he'll
Floridian.
destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. Blast it, that blue-cloaked asshole is influencing me. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint, and that means I have to bluff my ass off. Even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot.
I want to cross-examine the alligator.
It's now or never. Should I object?
Obviously.
Nah, don't object. It's fine.
It's fine. We can end it here.
I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always.
Yes.
He must never be named.
I
Regardless,
love the theory of that all of the investigation characters are just have a betting pool on who that man is.
regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor.
This had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth.
I've got it.
Got what exactly?
Milk.
The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Carnus's knife is.
Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth?
He's been waiting to
No,
say
we're
it
not
for-
going to let them know that.
He's been waiting to stay for half an hour.
I do. I do. Not at all.
If I did not know better, I would say that you were bluffing.
Ha! You wound me, Your Honor. I don't even know the meaning of the word. Ha 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 ha. Oh God, this is terrible for my heart.
There's no way you could. It's not here, I tell you.
Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon?
Think, Miles, think. Somewhere not even the police would search. A blind spot in this zoo. A hiding place that the warden could be absolutely sure of. A hiding place. No.
If you insist. Come on, Helmut. Open up.
Yep, they're just gonna flash back to this.
Did she use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous. Isn't it?
I have to
But-
remember, this is case 2. That's why they're making it so obvious.
Yeah.
The more I think
We've
about
spent
it-
so long on it that you forget this is the second one.
Yeah, I found myself thinking this was the third earlier.
It's as long as the third case from the last game. Absolutely.
How many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be?
Actually, I think it's longer than the third
One that
case.
starts with an A and ends with an R.
Mr. Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting?
There's the faintest possibility I'm right. But if I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden.
You know where it is.
Right there.
Take that!
On the roof of the power station. Oh, wait.
Here? In the yard?
Indeed.
I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more?
Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden?
Can I pan the camera? Oh, other button. Hi.
Hi, Ellie.
Hello.
The mouth is open in a big smile for the image.
Of course. That's what it must have been.
Edgeworth. I mean, that. Right.
Huh? Huh?
What's the matter, detective?
It's the metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator.
What? How?
The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all.
So it wasn't bullshit. Hooray.
Really? What makes you say that? The fact that a metal detector detects metal and it was successfully detecting metal everywhere else in the yard?
Obviously, the alligator was a robot.
Your Honor,
That
I'd
would
like
be
to
the
remind you
ultimate
of
twist.
Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence.
It'd be funny if it was something animatronic. That'd be the perfect hiding spot then.
Gavel.
Sorry. The chisel.
didn't we just figure out that that isn't the murder weapon? I'm sorry, I've not really been paying attention that much.
You might recall that Mr. Karnas hid this chisel in his dog's mouth.
Wait, he hid it where?
Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way?
No.
And that is why you are a loser. That's right, the murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there.
What?
No way!
We detected the presence of a metallic object during our earlier investigation. Judge Cavell, we need to know what's inside that alligator. Prepare the autopsy!
No, prepare the beast tamer.
Then we will need to summon a veterinarian.
I'm sure I could get the little sweetie to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try.
Please, by all means.
Since
Just, don't get your skull crushed by those jaws, okay?
Oh, God, why'd
Oh,
you say
come
that?
on, it's just a swamp puppy.
Warden Lagarde. The real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess?
I have nothing to confess.
As you wish. Then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed.
Go!
Right.
Gumshoe?
Sir, we got it.
I know it's not gonna happen, but I really wish there were comically large tonsils just to grab it.
You mean tongs?
Same thing.
No, they're not. Tonsils are a body part that you remove. Tongs are something
Well, I
that
mean,
you
you are
use to
removing
pick things
something.
up. But they're on different ends of the removal. Tongs pick things up. Tonsils are a body part.
What are we even talking about here? I'm still lost.
Don't worry.
Never
about
mind.
It. There's a knife.
It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Barded Armacarnus' knife, making you the only person who could have killed Bronco Knight.
Finally.
All right, get ready for the breakdown.
Get ready.
Yeah.
I'm not the criminal here. This is all Karnas is doing. I did the right thing. Knight was a threat. He was Karnas' lapdog. Curse that despicable man, Karnas. Why did he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? We could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him. He ruined my paradise on earth. He ruined everything. Curse him. Curse this pitiless butcher, that awful, terrible, despicable man. Curse him!
Well done, well done.
They're all. Yeah.
Oh my
That's not a real
she was
coat.
wearing a fursuit.
It's one of my favorite breakdowns.
Well, I didn't see that one coming.
You know,
Got all those lines.
the funny thing was this whole time I was expecting there to be some plot relevance to her wearing a suspiciously large and bulky outfit, and then it just turned out to be a joke.
It's just like 50 foxes.
She's a real
50
fox
shades
lady.
of fox.
She was wearing a fox fursuit.
Yes.
I mean, on the
Anyway.
plus
Did
side,
you-
on the plus.
Now, I have to ask, when you say a fox fursuit, do you mean FOX or FAUX?
Oh.
Wouldn't
FAUX is
be-
faux.
Yeah,
My
wouldn't
mom
that be
has
faux?
now come down to
Yeah,
make
it's
sure
faux.
I'm okay.
I was expecting that when I heard how loud you were screaming. I was like, oh, someone in your
Yeah.
house is going to be wondering what's going on.
Yeah, I'm, sure
I'm not
Pat
dead,
was just like,
Mom.
what the fuck?
I swear. I'm okay in my room. I'm acting. What the heck?
Prosecutor is the winner, sir. Prosecutor, the winner, sir. The test results have just come back.
The winner.
The winner.
The winner.
Prosecutor's the winner.
Winner? Oh, I guess we've all been under a lot of stress.
Especially those foxes.
Traces of Bronco Knight's blood were found on Mr. Connis's knife. It's just like you said, sir. Congratulations on a stunning victory.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like.
I am going to
Yes, sir.
strangle you with
Winner
your...
wins again. I think I'm welling up a little.
I swear, I am going to take that cape, wrap it around his neck, strangle him with it, then shove the cape all the way down his throat, so far that it ends up sticking out of his ass and turning into a bright red tail. Then I'm going to take his baton, shove it right back up there, through the entire coat, and have it sticking out of his eyeball. I know that makes no biological sense, but I am just so fucking tired of this trick.
What is your obsession with sticking things into people?
Look, if you can't make it a human
elaborate.
pinata, make it a human pincushion.
This is great.
With rage.
We're gonna see him the rest of the game, so get used to it.
Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done.
Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I?
Yes, all
Good
by
job.
yourself.
Good
What
boy.
a good boy.
Good boy.
All by yourself and your auto walker named Miles Edgeworth.
Mommy says good boy. Good
Well,
job.
yeah, I mean, like, you're all working under my, jurisdiction here, so this is all my credit, right? That's how this
Yeah,
works.
you can keep telling yourself that. It's okay.
You know, I'm trying to think. Did Eustace do anything useful all case long?
Nope.
Like ever at any point?
Of course I did. It is in my name, Eustace. Useful, right?
At least the judge and Danny Sexbang made a couple important points.
God damn it!
Whereas what the fuck did this guy do?
I led you all
my God,
as your
wait.
fearless leader.
Guys, I just got a message from Pat. Was that you shrieking like a fucking bitch?
Yes! Just say you were the villain
Hell
for
yeah.
once, and you nailed it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I was
loser.
impressed you got all the lines,
I
considering
ju-
that it was auto-scrolling.
Yeah, that was the part I was more surprised
Good
by.
job.
I was impressed. I am
Well,
just
I'm
going
just
to say
glad
this.
that my stream decided to pick today to not lag.
Yeah.
And not get.
Yeah, I've been noticing
not get
that.
cut off.
You've been really quick on the lines. I was like, wow, is your
I am
computer
going
actually
to
working for
100%
once?
turn that into a clip.
What, the breakdown?
Also, I just realized something. Loser here, he's fucking middle management. He does absolutely nothing, makes random comments, is a complete idiot, and then at the end of the day takes all the credit.
Oh my god, you're right.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you see it my way now. I do deserve all the credit.
You truly are the definition of failing upwards.
Oh, I am going up. Thank you.
Edgeworth, please.
You will
don't-
be when my foot meets your ass at high velocity.
You're gonna propel me upwards? Thank you. Just like the stepping stone you're meant to be.
God.
Yes, you'll go all the way up to the sun.
You'll head so far up into space, Elon Musk will be jealous.
Who's Elon Musk? We don't have anyone by that name in our world.
Thank goodness.
Which is surprising because it sounds like a name you would find in this world.
Oh my god.
What's
Yeah.
the pun?
Let's not.
The pun is that he raises skunks.
Oh, another furry to add to the collection.
My fucking...
No!
Line!
wrap this
Let's
up,
end his
please.
case.
We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight really was working for Mr. Carnus. It will be vital to know if Warden the God was simply jumping to conclusions on that front.
Wait, what?
There's Clueless, and then there's you.
Damn.
No, this is a missed opportunity. It should have been, there's Clueless, and then there's Eustace.
I swear, Aqua is less useless than you.
Aqua? You mean like water?
Goddess, Aqua.
Konosuba. Has nobody here watched Konosuba?
I was helping you for once.
I thought you meant the Barbie girl band.
No!
Useless Goddess Aqua. Konosuba is a great show. Go watch it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeus. Thank you.
I've never even heard of it.
Although it's very lewd.
It's basically, what if you made a D&D campaign in anime?
It's reverse harem. Everyone hates.
No. If you want a D&D campaign in anime, you want Goblin Slayer. Konosuba is what happens when you turn Seinfeld into an anime.
In the setting of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
No, as an isekai.
Honestly, there's a little difference.
Well, then I guess we better get back to our investigation. All right, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action. Yes, sir. I'm right with you. Can't wait to watch you at work. It's winning time!
Oh my god.
No. And then he proceeded to morb all over the place.
Let's go!
I expect this case will cause quite a stir.
The
attempted murder of our president is news enough. Now his would-be assassin has been murdered.
But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place.
As far as you know.
The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth. In the eyes of both society and the law.
Yes, tell that to the president.
How can you even say that?
You do not have to believe me. However, as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in.
Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe.
We are all free to believe as we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals. If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences.
What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his...
I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth.
Judge Gavelle is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience?
And this is why laws are changed and updated.
Mm-hmm.
Simeon, you're out!
Hi, Regina.
Is everything alright? They did let you out, right?
Yeah. But I'm so confused about what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go. And that I had Mr. Edgeworth to thank.
You sure do! Mr. Edward found out who the real killer is!
Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Eep! Oh, no. Stop staring at me like that. I'm innocent, I swear. Don't pull the rug out from under me now.
Stop it, silly. It's true. He saved you. So say thanks already.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you.
And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me too.
Is the saint talking directly to me? Well, small victories, I suppose.
Can I just ask one question, Mr. Attorney?
Sure. I'm not actually an attorney, though.
I mean, isn't prosecuting attorney?
Yeah, it's PA.
Yes.
Don't question it.
I thought Bronco was my friend. No! My best friend! I trusted him. But now...
But now?
Well, it's just... I never knew.
Yeah.
I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill them. If he gets something like that from me, then he never really trusted me. Did he?
That's not true, Simeon. Of course he trusted you.
No, he didn't. If he had, if he just told me, I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps. That he had to let go of all that stuff.
This is a great moment, but I also feel like it would have been really awkward to do with this dub, with Saint and Knight being voiced by the same person.
I mean, is it awkward?
Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him. The chess set, maybe?
Think's the only thing that connects to him.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing.
Take that!
Yeah.
Also, we never use the lights out evidence piece events at all, right? I think that's just always ignored.
Which one?
Not that one. This one. 3 times a day.
Oh, the prison roll call?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not ever actually used as evidence.
It's just there. Just to keep things in perspective.
It's just there to establish a time frame. It's there to establish a time frame for when the body was discovered.
Yeah. It's the chest that I brought for him.
Knight had hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape.
What? You mean he was using me?
No, he believed in you. He knew he could count on you to bring it, and that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside.
So he was using you.
I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in this mess.
Oh. Bronco! Why didn't you tell me?
At least you understand now, right, Simeon?
I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. A good night's sleep and he'll be completely over this thing by tomorrow.
That's not as complimentary as you think it is.
I think that's just undiagnosed ADHD.
Real.
I'll try. I have to. For Bronco. I have to show him I can become the best animal trainer out there.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, who's the one who's actually training an animal?
Oh, I almost forgot. We're, doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, the flying guy's still there.
All your favorite characters are going to be there.
The one, the only, the very big circus is back.
And less cringe. It's
actually
more
legible.
Oh my fucking god.
No.
Stop!
That's a different case.
Far in the future. I'll be joining Regina on stage with this one.
That's right! The Very Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town! You'll have oodles of fun.
Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go.
Well, I'll think about it.
Don't ask Mr. Wright.
Alright, Simeon, we've got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted.
What? Regent the tiger? No way! I can't! No!
Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat.
I can't! Please, Regina, anything but that, please! Another satisfied customer.
Out to meet his end soon.
Well,
at the claws of a tiger.
Well, as long as there's no Pepper around, we should be good.
No, I mean, the real question is whether Regina's learned that lesson or not.
Pretty sure that's. I think she got a heavy dose of that at the end of Turnabout Big Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how long has it been since that?
That was her reality wake up call. It's been about a year since then.
Year and some months. Yeah.
Who's to say she wouldn't get absent-minded and do it again on accident?
Oh.
I don't. I think that would be a disservice to her character.
Yeah.
Probably, but still.
She's actually. I don't know. She shows some progression in this case. I think.
She has grown up a bit.
Yeah.
She knows what the real world is now.
Hooray.
Kinda.
Well, that really was something, Smiles. Talk about pulling it out of the bag.
I couldn't have done it without you, Sexbang. Without your timely intervention, she would have gotten away. You did more than loser over there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm still looking to investigate the case. Winner away.
Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place.
Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder, and you're gonna make me blush. Or topple over.
I suppose it would be asking too much for you to take this seriously.
Seriously, Miles. My friend. I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all.
To be an attorney.
Gotta say, I had a blast. Reminded me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing there right beside me. Hey, it's been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job.
That's good? Bittersweet? I'm not sure.
Say, Miles, you ever thought about going to the defense game full-time?
No, he can't. He has to have weirdly sexual tension in court with a defense attorney.
Excuse me?
You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out there and actually help people. Right.
Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Mr. Edgeworth ain't about to switch sides.
Why not? Coming over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days.
This is not topical considering the original. I'm pretty sure the original, like, when this originally released, the latest Star Wars movie was Episode 3.
Yeah.
And that's where it all goes dark.
Yeah.
But this was localized recently. I don't know if this joke was in Japanese.
Well, this is localized recently though. Like I'm sure this is not the original line in Japanese.
Yeah.
Probably, but at the same time, even if it's localized recently, what is this? What this? I don't think it's topical.
Come on, Mr. Sexbang. You know it's not about that.
Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I was just asking a perfectly innocent question.
No, you weren't.
Right.
The heck you were.
Looks like you got a mean defense team there yourself, Miles. I was about to say mean bee machine.
Sex bang. Sex bang, I am a prosecutor.
Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one too. I'm serious.
Oh.
Well, said my piece. You change your mind, you know who to call. I'll be waiting. Ciao, amigo. Doop doop doo doop doo.
Follow in my father's footsteps. Could I really do such a thing? I'm going to become a defense attorney just like my dad.
God damn, he has a big mouth.
An attorney like my father. Me.
I'm not pressing the button, by the way.
Guess it's an auto scroll.
Case 2 complete!
Oh.
Woo!
Yay!
And next time,
We did it, guys.
we get to the well, it was formerly the longest case 3 in all of Ace Attorney. But yeah, this freaking case.
Oh boy.
This freaking case! This freaking case! Ah! I cannot wait! Oh!
Let me guess, 4 months? Will be added for 4 months?
I don't think that long. Let's see.
3 months.
Yeah, I'd say probably 3 months because
I mean, okay, this case is shorter than the case we just did, so.
What? Legacy?
However long this case took us to do, Legacy will probably take us either as long or an episode shorter.
No, this is definitely
because Legacy's not. No, Turnabout Legacy's not as long as the Captive Turnabout.
Is it a case of like Turnabout Ablaze where it's a lot more obtuse on where to go on your first time, so if you don't know what you're doing, it takes forever? But when you do know what you're doing, it's like half the time?
I don't think so. At least not in my opinion, it's not.
Maybe because the case is paced better.
Turnabout Legacy has more to be continued sections, but they're all much shorter than Captive Turnabouts. Because the Captive Turnabout has like 4 to be continued sections that are all 2 hours apart. Turnabout Legacy has about like 8 to be continued sections that are all like an hour apart, or even like 15 minutes apart.
Oh, so it's just like it's a lot more small pieces.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I don't want to spoil too much about Legacy. We'll get there when we get there. But yes, next time we will get to it, and we're gonna start singing for you guys. So prepare. We'll probably maybe have like a meeting throughout the week so we can like kind of give my game plan, what to do there. Because of the auto scrolling, I do think it'd be best for Bright and Overgrowth to have a copy or like a YouTube video
to rehearse.
No, like on their end. They all play at the same time, like a pre-recorded video of the opening, so that way they'll be able to sing along as they go on without losing track. So it's gonna be difficult, but I think you guys can do it. And the actual melody is not too hard because it's right in the background music. It's just trying to get it all synced up and stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna relinquish control. Not relinquish. I'm gonna take back control here. And go through my quick credits before we move on here. Whew! Goodness, what a case. So while I do that, to everyone who played this case for the first time, how'd you like it? How'd you like it compared to the first case, or in general, Ace Attorney?
It was interesting enough.
My brain hurt.
I just feel like it sets up pretty well, but the final bit just takes so long to get through because we're just holding on the obvious conclusions too long. Like, we could have investigated the alligator way sooner, but we had to wait until everyone got to that conclusion earlier on. But yeah, Bright, curious to hear your thoughts so far in the game. Because I want you to play this for forever.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I'm enjoying it so far.
Okay, finally.
The final reveal of the alligator thing seemed to be drawn out in classical Ace Attorney absurdities.
Yep. And
like at least like 3 times we were like, "Oh no, the day is lost. We cannot possibly win." And it's like, guys, it's case 2. You gotta pace yourselves.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I did like the story element of Edgeworth like actually bluffing, but I felt like we didn't need it to be drawn out as long as it was.
Absolutely. So, credits to the case. Thank you, Chess, for doing another awesome job as Edgeworth. Truly.
Oh, thank you, Huxley.
Yeah, it was a lot of great moments in this case, for sure. Bright, thank you for doing Gumshoe, for sure. I played Eddie and Simeon Saint. Thank you, Caitlin, for Verity. I really like your take on Verity so far. It's, can't wait to see what you do with her in future cases, for sure. Eustace, by the one only Nightcrawler, sorry, Flare. We have to update the sheet.
It's okay. I've had a lot of names.
Yeah. Rock Across Dorado by Bright. Great job getting his character down pretty well. And Overgrowth playing a villainess for the first time, Thief Lagarde. Wonderful. Excellent job on the breakdown. Frank saw it by Bright, of course. Surprised to see him back in a case like this. And of course, Bodhi Darmarcanus. Legon. Much appreciated there. And Overgrowth with... No, I'm sorry, we switch up. Kaylin, thank you again for Regina. No. That's our credits, folks. That is it for Case 2. We can't wait to be back next week to start off Case 3 and have quite the summer.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Heck yeah, guys. Alright, let's do the raid real quick before I end. But any final thoughts on Case 2 before I close?
Why did it take so long?
Yeah, it is.
The pacing was definitely...
I have my own hot takes on this case.
Spill it.
I think this is one of the weakest cases in the entire series.
I mean...
Entire series is more than I would have expected. I understand. It's definitely the weakest in this game.
It is the weakest in this game.
Series.
It's definitely the weakest in this game, but I would go so far as to say it's one of the weakest in the entire series. And yes, that includes Big Top. I would make the argument Big Top is stronger than this case.
What? Okay, they crossed the line there.
I disagree.
Goodness. I don't know about that.
I can't say I immediately disagree.
It wasn't the most exciting case, but I feel like with how it sets up, I'm not going to spoil much. I
think, yeah, this might be an instance where the case itself has a lot of things that set up for future things, and that causes it to suffer as an individual case.
I have a lot of reasons to say that, but my primary reason is the fact that the individual characters for this case don't really get a lot of time to shine because they're eclipsed by the main characters trying to establish themselves and the plot going forward.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And in fact, like the individual characters around the prison have little to no like connection with each other, which is something that I don't really like.
There's a lot of characters in this case. Yeah.
If you were to ask a character what their opinion of one of the other characters in the case is, 9 times out of 10 that character is not even going to know who you're talking about because they don't actually have any relationship with each other.
It was like the only ones that seemed to matter were Canis and the Warden, who I've already forgotten the name of.
Yeah, the Canis and the Warden have like a the Warden actually is the only one who seems to have a connection with almost every other character, but either other character doesn't really have much to say about her, and they definitely don't have much to say about each other. Canis has no idea who Frank or Rocco are. Rocco doesn't have any opinion on Frank.
None of the prisoners know each other.
Yeah, none of the prisoners know each
Well,
other.
except
That's like,
they have the legend, like what they think of Canis, considering he's the
they
fixer.
have hearsay.
But
of
other
Canis,
than
they didn't
that,
have, like, a relationship
other than that,
with him.
Other than that, there's nothing.
And that sort of like is like an issue for me, because the whole point of this prison is it's supposed to be one big family, right? It's supposed to be a home.
Yes.
That's the whole concept of this prison. And I'm not really getting that feeling when all the characters seem so isolated from each other, both in the literal and metaphorical sense.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, that's fair. But
at least with Turnabout Big Top, it actually felt like the characters all had a relationship with each other. They all had opinions about the other members of the circus, and you got to learn about all of that while you were investigating the case itself.
So this felt like a very formulaic case.
I could say something about another game that this discussion is reminding me of, but I am not going to say it to those who have not played it.
Got it. So you're saying like this game's characters, it's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. Stuff happens, character plays X role. There's not a lot of chemistry here. And although the mystery overall...
It feels like this...
Good.
I don't really have a problem with the actual mystery of the case. Unlike Turnabout Big Top, one of the big problems is the fact that the final solution is the case got caught on the bust, which is a big problem.
Yeah.
This case doesn't have anything like that. But the mystery overall... It's not really, in my opinion, that engaging of a mystery, because the entire concept of the case is trying to track the convoluted method through which Knight's body entered the prison. And you're not really delving into the motives or reasons for why the characters were doing anything they were doing until like the very tail end of the case.
Yeah,
which is where all the interesting
I think
stuff
the other
is.
thing too is that I was surprised that we didn't do a recap near the end because we spent so long figuring out how Knight's body got into the prison that I was surprised that when we got to Fifi Lagarde, we didn't even mention once, hey, you set up Knight's body with the contraption that Simeon made. That was not mentioned once to her.
Yeah, so like by that point, the characters just generally accepted that was just what happened.
Yeah, and I know we don't want to do completely recapping everything, but I was surprised that we didn't do at least one thing of recapping, hey, this is what you did for the murder.
Your recap, it should have been after the breakdown.
Which, by the way, I posted a clip of the breakdown in the chat.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. That was just very good voice acting.
Yeah, good job of growth.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna end the stream here. We're gonna raid.
Yeah.
Gonna raid Snacklefox here. So it's gonna be a weird week because it's the 4th. So I'm just gonna have. Oh, don't miss it. Tuesday, Okami finale. We're doing it. We're finishing up a game, and we're gonna start up another game.
We're gonna feed all the animals.
Yay! I mean, yes. I will be a good wolf goddess and feed all the animals. So then, I'm not doing anything the 4th. I'm taking that Friday off because no one's around. And then, of course, we'll be back next Sunday as we kick off Case 3. Stay tuned for that. Good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday night, and see you then.
Good night.
Bye.
Wow.
Boy.